If your day is sort of gloomy and you'd like to make it merry, just tune in our show and meet handsome Jim Perry on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You're very kind. Nice to have you here with us. Thank you for joining us at home. Well, now, that opening poem is not necessarily Longfellow, but it's certainly as good as Rod McEwen. And now let's get to the cards. Janice Martin, if you will, load in the cards, please. You can see we have a game in progress with these Card Sharks. Wendy Boschma. Hi, Wendy, our champion. Nice to see you again. Won't you remind us about yourself?
My name's Wendy Boschma. I'm from Northridge, California. I'm a speech therapist with Los Angeles City Schools, and I work with retarded and autistic children.
And you have won $6,200 in cash on Card Sharks. Good to see you again, Wendy. And our challenger, Linda Morgan. Good to see you again, Linda. And won't you remind us about yourself?
I'm Linda Morgan, and originally I'm from a little town in Kentucky called Stamping Ground, but I've been in California for 25 years, and I now live in Irvine, and I'm a court reporter. I run one of those little machines in the courtroom.
Stamping Ground?
Yeah, you're back to that already.
How big is Stamping Ground, Kentucky?
Well, when I was born, we had 400 people. We now have 600, which is, I won't say how many years later.
Oh, now it's a big city.
Well, we were wiped off the map several years ago in the big tornadoes, but not a single person was hurt.
Oh, well,
and now the
nice.
town is rebuilt.
That's good. Nice to have you back. Good luck to both of you. Each player has a deck of 52 playing cards. They're shuffled. The players cut them before we go on the air. And Wendy, the champion, plays the upper cards, the red cards. Linda, the challenger, the lower cards, the blue cards. And as you can see, Wendy needs just 3 cards to win the game. And in the best 2 out of 3 match, Wendy leads 1-0. So, Linda, you need this game. ICG2T2 is in good form, and we're ready to continue where we left off. Wendy, as we left off, the question goes to you. Now, we found 100 teenagers who come from a family with at least 10 children. So they have at least 9 brothers and sisters, right? And we asked them, have you ever missed out on second helpings because you didn't eat fast enough? How many teenagers from large families said they've missed out on second helpings?
I'm from a family of 4, and I've missed out on second helpings, so I think that that's probably pretty high. I'd say 57.
57 have missed out on second helpings.
Yeah.
What do you think, Linda? Higher or lower?
I think it's going to be higher, Jim.
Even higher than that?
I think that, 57, that's a pretty good figure. I'd say maybe just a teeny bit higher. I know they do miss out if they're really in a hurry.
Well, if it's higher, Linda, you'll go to the board first. If not, it'll be Wendy. The actual number of teenagers from large families who've missed out on second helpings because they didn't eat fast enough is 38. It's not higher. Wendy. Wendy, yeah. Well, it's nice to know they're all getting fed. Wendy, as we left off, you have a 7 as a base card. Of course, anytime you win the question, you have the right to change it.
I'd love to change it.
Changing the 7. Next card off the top of the deck is... another 7.
Oh, my gosh.
Gotta play that one, Wendy.
That is the pits. Okay.
No, and you see, an 8 is the pits. A 7 is not quite the pits.
Okay, I say higher.
Higher than a 7? No, a 5. It's not higher. A break for the challenger. Linda, you get a free chance to play. A 2.
Oh, terrific. Higher.
Higher than a 2. Yes, with a 4.
Higher.
Continuing higher than a 4. It is a 6.
Oh, God.
What are you going to do?
Higher.
You're going to risk it. Higher than a 6? Yes, with a 10. You'll freeze. And we move the freeze bar over. Can't take those cards away from you. And Linda needs just 1 to tie up the match. And the question goes to you, Linda. We asked 100 married women, when you go out dancing with your husband, does he usually end up stepping on your feet? How many said yes?
Oh, gosh, that's a hard question because, you can step on somebody's feet at least once of a whole evening. But I'd say most married people know how to dance pretty well together, so the number would be low, like, 25.
25 said yes, their husband usually winds up stepping on their feet, Wendy.
Oh, for sure it's going to be higher. They can't be that coordinated all the time. Higher.
I usually do, yeah. Well, the actual number of married women with clumsy husbands is 23. It's not higher. Linda, you left off with a 10.
I'd like to change it, please.
Changing the 10. This could be a big change. You need this game to tie. A 4.
Terrific. Hi.
If this is higher, you've won the game and tied up the match for the win. No! Another 4 is not higher. And Wendy, play off the 7 and call this.
Higher.
Higher than a 7. Lower than an 8. Yes, a queen. She's going to try it for the win. Yeah! And Wendy pulls it out. Wow, I didn't think you were going to get a chance to pull it out, Wendy. Linda, that 1-4 did you in. Thank you for joining us. Linda Morgan. Thank you, Linda. Come on down here, Wendy. Congratulations.
I can't believe it.
Wendy's going to try to add to her winnings with the money cards coming up right after this commercial break. Back with our champion, Wendy Boschman. They're rooting you home.
Oh, thank you.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Come on, Wendy. Hop on up there. That's nice when people root for you like that.
Yeah.
Wendy, you won $200 in that last game. Yours to keep as always. Now we give you new money to play with. Brand new deck of cards, all shuffled and cut. Starts on the bottom line with $200 in these 3 cards. When you move up to the second level, we give you another $200 in betting money and 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must bet at least half the money. Good luck, Wendy. We want to give it away. Here's $200. As in the game, you have a choice of 2 base cards on the bottom level. Remember, you can change your base card when you move up to the second level, and you can change it again before the big bet. Starting on the bottom line with a 6. Do you want it?
I want to keep it.
You got to play the 6.
I want to keep it. $50, it'll be higher.
All right, $50 higher than a 6. She's right with a king.
The whole thing, it'll be lower.
Now she wants it all.
All of it.
$250 lower than a king. It is, with a queen. Just lower.
Okay. $400 lower.
$400 bet lower than a queen. Yes, 3 very much lower. $900 up goes the 3. We'll give you the other $200. You have $1,100 on the 3, Wendy.
$800, that it'll be higher.
$800 on that good 3. Higher. Yes. $1,900.
Okay. $700 higher.
$700 higher than a 5. Oh no.
It's okay. It's okay.
That's the first failure.
That's okay.
But you still have $1,200 to work with and 2 cards to go, Wendy.
Okay. I'll bet $600 higher.
$600. Let's get this one higher than a 5.
Come on.
Yes. $1,800. Up goes the 10. Do you want that 10?
I'll keep it.
You'll keep the 10.
I'll keep it.
You must bet at least $900. You can bet more. You have $1,800 with that 10. What's your big bet?
$900 lower.
$900 going half lower than a 10. She's right. Way to go, Wendy. Come on down here. Congratulations. How come you decided to play the 10?
I was afraid to change it. I just felt nervous, so I kept it.
Well, it worked. $2,700 worth, and Wendy now has $9,000 in cash and a new challenger. Yeah.